All right, we got Robert back here at Ballin', the plug.
Yeah.
What do you got for us today?
Some hot credit tips.
So you made a comment when you walked in. If you have a 4, a 5, or 6 in front of your credit score, you need to pay attention.
Yeah. You definitely have to pay attention. Well, actually, when I walked in, I said, "Where's Taylor?"
Yeah.
He wasn't here again, so
Yeah, I mean,
this is working.
Thanks to your Wagyu beef, we sent his ass back in. You know what's interesting about credit? When I was younger, I used to sign up for credit cards. I had an apartment with some friends in college. There was one bill I never paid. And, years go by, I try to get a credit card for the business, denied.
Yeah. Yep.
I try to do anything, denied. And then I start actually paying attention, get a credit reporting service. And I find out it was like some stupid bill from college that dinged like 150 points on my credit. Yeah. And then I had a credit card that I had signed up for that I never paid $100, $200 for.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. And then you don't realize until you get older, like what a high credit score does to your car payment, what it does for your credit card interest payments, the credit cards you're even able to access, the store credit cards, everything, because you have shitty credit.
Yeah.
And they don't, think about it. When you go to like high school and college, not once is your personal credit discussed. And it's probably one of the more important things that you should learn in high school and college.
Yeah, and they don't teach this shit.
Credit scores is basically access to capital.
Yeah.
So the better credit score you have, the better access to capital individually you have.
Definitely.
So what do you got for us?
So,
you used to have fucked up credit.
Fuck. So I actually had this happen to me. What you were talking about is I recently bought a new car and, I was sitting there like all cocky, I'm like,
yeah,
I got this.
Yeah. And
the credit report came back and I had a collection on there and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it literally, if you don't check your credit, stuff like that, you don't know what's on there. Mm-hmm. So I had this collection on there and, it kind of dinged my credit and it was a collection from like literally it was like $122 and I was pissed. I was thinking all these years I had perfect credit, really didn't need to use it, but I had some high limit credit cards and stuff. But so I texted one of my buddies that's in the credit game. He's been in it for about 10 years now. And I said, yo, can you help me? What is this? Can you help me with it? And he's like, yeah, I got you. And within 20 days, it was off. And I said, is it going to stay off? Like, I don't want to, go to refinance my house. I mean, that's a good thing about having good credit too. You get a lower credit score or a
lower interest rate.
And he's like, yeah, it's off. The way they've been doing it. And I mean, this is his job, so I mean, he disputed it and got it off.
And so you found this company. It's called True Credit Repair Service.
Yes.
And they normally charge $2,500 to repair your credit.
Yeah, like for a full credit sweep, So, for example, after I got mine done, one of my buddies was talking about, in your group of circle, you say, oh, you can't get in, you can't get that car, you joke around and stuff. One of my buddies actually had some derogatories from years ago. Like he had a bankruptcy from like 10 years ago or something still on there and just afraid to buy a home or apply for a loan, apply for a credit card. And I said, hey, just, hit up my buddy and see what he could do. And within 60 days, he had a 501, literally didn't have to talk to the company either. It's all electronics, all online. Literally went from a 501 to about a 720. It was over 700. I know that for sure in 60 days. And he was shitting. He's like, the bankruptcy came off. I think he had a couple of old credit cards that were on there that were in collections beyond due.
Wow.
All off.
That's amazing. And so you got us a hookup as usual. You got us the plug.
Yes, sir.
TrueCreditRepairService.com/group chat. And they normally charge $2,500. And what they do is they reach out to your big credit bureaus, your TransUnion, Experian, who's another one?
Equifax.
And they go and dispute all those past claims.
Yep.
And they get them off your report. They normally charge $2,500. For group chat listeners, only $1,000.
$1,000. So it's /group chat. No dash, no nothing in there.
And the important thing is that the sticker price sounds like a lot, but it pays back in multiples.
I mean, you could put it like this. I remember a car I looked at years ago, and my credit score was bad. And he was like, because your credit score, this was in my 20s, he said, your payment's going to be $100 more a month.
Yeah.
On a 3-year lease. That's
$3,600.
$3,600 because I had derogatory shit on my credit.
Yeah.
And for $1,000, you can fix your credit.
Yeah, and we have a lot of entrepreneurs who listen to this podcast, and you're not a true entrepreneur if you have good credit.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that probably you're not pushing the boundaries if you're an entrepreneur and you have good credit.
I mean, at one point, I had every credit card I've ever had.
You're not a real entrepreneur.
Yeah, go get shitty credit and come back and talk to us.
Yes.
If you want to talk about entrepreneurship.
I've at one point probably had a 5 in front of my credit in my 20s. Easily had a 5.
It's easy to get there.
Terrible. Even I don't have that.
Even Pete doesn't have that.
I've had more debt than most people have had revenue.
Yeah, that's true too. That's definitely true. Anand's like, yes.
Anand's like, yeah.
I've seen the books.
And it becomes my problem.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, it's buying power.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur too. Dee and I were talking before this was, when you go to get a business loan, they run your personal credit first.
Yeah.
And if you can't, pass that, even if you've been in business for 10 years, they look at you and go, fuck you.
Exactly.
And,
even Amex Business Platinum cards, they look at your personal credit. They don't give a shit how much business you're doing. They literally don't.
You're making $20 million a month. You're not getting it.
Yeah, exactly. So truecreditrepairservice.com/group chat. Take advantage. If you have questions, hit @Ballin. He'll answer them because he's a good friend of ours and he's been helpful in a lot of things.
Definitely.
@BALLIN. Thanks, Robert.
Yep. Thank you.
WHO, what we gonna do?
Chop them up like the Saudis do.
Obama, what we gonna do?
Inject him with the Wuhan flu.
Nice, guys. That's how you start an episode. Okay, so that might be
I'm not going to lie. I was singing that to Mav all day.
the chop them up or the inject
Both.
him?
It's just too catchy.
He starts
This
walking
whole
around.
morning, I was just singing the
Imagine
song.
Mav starts singing it the same way that Dee said that Dom started singing Pop Smoke the other day. Little Mav's just going to be like, chop them up like
The Saudis do.
Okay, so what we're talking about here, guys, is there's a clip going around the web of good old Sacha Baron Cohen pulling his old pranks again, snuck into a alt-right rally of some sort, took the stage and was singing, completely dressed up as like a super alt-right dude, was singing the lyrics we just sang. Obama, what are we going to do? Inject him with the Wuhan flu.
Yep.
Hillary Clinton, what are we going to do? Lock her up like we used to do. And WHO, what are we going to do? Chop him up like the Saudis do. And
even
had
said
the crowd like interacting. Like I sing my part, you sing your
All
part.
the ladies.
All the ladies.
and then he did even scientists gas him up like we used to do.
Oh my God.
I actually thought the most interesting part was that the Saudis brought the biggest reaction.
Yeah.
Chop them up like the Saudis
I think
do.
people really like that. People like, because I think it was a journalist, alt-right hates media. Just some good old-fashioned terrible violence, I think maybe injecting with the Wuhan flu is a little too soft for alt-right.
Yeah, I mean, the background is like Sacha Baron Cohen has been doing this type of activity where he's mocking people. He had a show on HBO most recently, but years ago on Ali G show, like 15 years ago, he used to do that. Obviously, his movies are very famous for doing this. And then he's at the state of Washington it's called the 3 Percenters. It's an alt-right militia rally. He does this act where he performs. They clearly figure out what's going on, kick him out. He then comes back 30 minutes later with a new disguise, and he's filming the guy pretty much explain what happened. And there's a picture of
The
him.
guy who just kicked him out.
Yes, and he came back with another thing. So like this guy had planned this to a T, with security and the level of commitment you have to have because you're walking into like scary people here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Sacha Baron Cohen doesn't look like them. I mean, with the disguise, he had this oversized overalls. That was kind of his look.
Yeah.
And then with the other one, he just had a weird looking disguise. But man, his commitment to like mocking people all over the world is hysterical. I mean, if you haven't seen Sacha Baron Cohen stuff, it's the funniest stuff.
And sketchy groups. I remember one of the guys that used to work on Fantasy Factory, one of the camera guys or something, worked on one of those movies. And he said it was the craziest, because I think it was the scene, it was one of the scenes where like he was in like a convention, and I think he was, his big chubby friend ran out naked or something. Something just so absurd. And he's like,
Bagatov?
Yeah.
I think that was his name.
And he said it was like Jackass, but like times 10 because of the room you're in. You know, like if you're in an alt-right festival, it's like, gosh, it would feel so tense.
You're exposing yourself to some danger.
Big
like,
time.
Despite your camera crew, whatnot, you definitely can be.
Yeah, because they'll just punch you without even thinking or stab you or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
but he's a legend.
Up like the Saudis do, man. That's the big
rally cry. I think that'll play well with the Trump crowd if he just came in, because all the artists that he is playing. So he's been playing Rolling Stone, Bruce Springsteen. They've all sent him cease and assist. Stop playing my music at your rallies. So he's running out of music. This song
could work.
Potentially resonate a little bit better.
Yeah, just get Kid Rock to do a little rendition. Kid Rock's a big Trump guy.
Ted Nugent, probably.
Yeah.
You know, you could put together a group. Okay, good stuff. Now, this is the other thing I want to talk about. The U.S., I mean, not only because of what we just talked about, but we're fucked, right? We're just kind of doing everything wrong, it seems. For 5 days in a row, we've set the single-day record for new cases.
You know, we always win Olympic medals.
We do.
We have some of the richest people on earth.
We do.
Why not have
strongest military?
Yeah. Number one in nukes.
By like factors.
Yeah. And guess what? By factor, we're going to do?
Crush the corona record.
Crush it.
Yep. So we have the weakest lungs in the world right now. And also we have part of the problem in the room with us. And this is actually, I will say, the first time when I think I'm a little bit legitimately concerned that he might be laughing corona all over this room.
Yeah.
That's, look that way. Of course, Pete.
Put a mask on, Pete.
You're going to laugh into the wall.
Yeah.
So, of course, we're talking about Pete. Pete had a full-on regular weekend.
Like regular 24-year-old white guy's LA weekend.
Why is it got to be white?
Because you went to
Bungalow.
It was for my other friend. She had a going away party, and that's where they went. I had to go.
I understand.
Where's she
We're not
going
talking
away?
about why you went.
She's moving to New York.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so big white,
big white weekend. Pete's big white weekend. You guys should make merch. Pete's big white weekend.
So, so Pete's part of the problem, and I mean, we're just crushing records. It looks like the more you guys know more than I do, but the more these restaurants and stuff open, the more cases go up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear. I think. I don't think it's really a mystery what's happening.
So, last week we were talking about how Texas and Florida for the weekend were shutting down bars. Today, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, shut down all bars.
California was like, no, you better shut us down too. We can show you. We can get the most corona cases possible.
How dare you?
So
we're not going to let Texas, Arizona, and Florida beat us.
That's true.
So now bars are shut, and I
think that's
like
indefinitely.
Yeah.
So July 4th, thank God, we might be saving some people.
Yeah.
We'll probably save like 10,000 lives.
Yeah.
For real. My thought was like July 4th will be the final one. We talked about it in the group chat, but July 4th will probably be the last hurrah, and then you'll just get a wave of infections, but maybe they're on it early.
I mean, look, restaurants are still going to be open. A lot of, I've been, I went running Saturday. I ran 13 miles, and so I had to cover a lot of ground.
Jesus.
And I ended up running to pretty much Marina and back in Santa Monica area, and Venice was like so crowded.
Like near Abbot Kinney?
No, more like on the boardwalk.
Got it.
And this was early in the morning. This was not even, there's like 9:30, 10 in the morning. It was so crowded.
A lot of Pete's trying to get it in.
It was really old people, actually. Honestly, it was like old people playing paddleball.
Yeah, old people oddly don't give a shit.
No.
And they're not trying to waste another year.
Exactly. And so then we actually ended up running in the alley. And so now I see that like whatever that's happening is, the problem is that everyone's saying no one's dying, hospitalization is still low. Let's hope that is the case. But the little data that we do know is that people get infected And then there's a lag in hospitalization. There's a lag in deaths.
Yep.
So hopefully this is quote unquote, everyone says it's a weaker strain. I've heard that a lot this past weekend. And maybe that is the case. And it's mainly young people getting infected, which are obviously healthier people. But everything takes time, right? Incubation period is up to 14 days. We really just started opening up 3 weeks ago, right? It was the first restaurant, I think, 3 weeks ago. So 14 days, the first wave of people were probably young people. Then they're going to go out into the world. Now some older people are hitting restaurants. So we just don't know. If in like a month, there's seriously the death rate is still very low and people are not getting on ventilators and people are living, then that's fine. Like they can go back to resumed opening. And infection just means you're infected, doesn't mean your life's over.
But why is Texas hospitalization 97%?
So Houston is definitely, that was the only example that's been publicly shared that there is that case. The problem is that this hospitalization thing has gotten out of control because they're also saying that if a patient gets on a ventilator or if a patient gets COVID, hospitals get extra money for it. So they think people are doctoring numbers. And has been some examples of that has happened. But then there's also a woman out in, I believe, Florida that came out and said, like, we're underreporting. Or I was told by the health department in Florida not to share information. She went on CNN. She's like, I have to expose this. This seems like we're not sharing the data correctly. So the problem is we don't really know anything unless we walk into a hospital and stand with a counter. How many ambulance showed up? And then ask them, why are you here?
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of things you brought up are very valid, right? First, we still have no clue what the virus is or how this reopen is going to long-term affect hospitals, death rates, and whatnot. And we know the last 2 weeks, the age rate has decreased significantly to like 35, 36 because it's only young people that are out. Old people seem to be still being very cautious. I don't think the hospitals are lying about data because the hospitals are in a cash crunch because elective surgeries keep getting banned every time there's a corona spike.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know every hospital is completely pissed about corona spikes because they can't do all the higher margin products, right? Whether it's a ACL or a heart surgery or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We're flying blind still.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, it's true, man. It just, I don't know. It's so wild how nothing makes sense. There's all of these people coming out saying this isn't true. The CDC is saying do wear masks, don't wear masks. The WHO is working for China. Like this is the messiest thing. And I feel like we are the epicenter of the messy. Yeah. Because then you just have 50-year-old Steve trying to barge into Walmart, because how dare you, my body, my choice.
Ironically, we talk about Karens a lot. Karen hotbed is definitely Southern California.
I know, man.
Trader Joe's in North Hollywood, which is
I was really
valley.
sad about that one.
I know. I was going to send that to you and say, dust right in our neighborhood.
Yeah. and that's, 10, 15 minutes is on the valley side of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's this woman not wearing a mask, saying her doctor told her she has a breathing problem. She slams her basket, fuck you, Democratic pigs. Walks out. This video goes insanely viral. It is all over the world. Literally, I saw North Hollywood and Trader Joe's trending worldwide.
And North Hollywood, let's be clear, it's in the valley of Southern California, which is a very liberal part.
Yeah. I couldn't believe she was yelling Democratic pigs in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
That even exists there?
Yeah.
Where did you drive from?
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, that means, they're amongst us.
They
really are amongst us. What's funny is I was at one of my close friends' house this morning, hanging out and with this kid, and he was telling me, I mean, bear in mind, these are immigrants. Their parents are very immigrants. Mm-hmm. He's an immigrant himself. Mm-hmm. His parents are talking about how they're going to vote for Trump. And he's like, what?
Really?
Wait, what?
Yes. And he was just like, because they started watching Fox News. They finished Netflix. They finished everything else. CNN is boring.
Fox News.
CNN is boring. So they've turned on Fox News. And he's like, and he was arguing with him, 2 weeks ago, you're a Democrat. What the hell just happened? And then he asked his dad, he's like, what's going on? He goes, oh, she's watching Fox News. And she just got completely
Are they
brainwashed.
Indian?
What?
Are they Indian? Oh, my God.
They're Persian.
Persian. I'm trying to think who you were.
Because isn't there a lot of Indian Trump?
Indians are MAGA.
Yeah.
Indians just love.
But if you think about it, if you're a rich person and you watch Fox News,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. You're like, you're taking my money.
Yeah.
Your stupid Corona sham is stealing money from me.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It could get you quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they will find one thing that resonates with you, and then it snowballs. Then you start like, you know what? We should have that wall.
Yeah.
What's up with all these black people?
Yeah. Do we really
Where
need
are they
all these
protesting?
black people?
They have no unemployment. Every black person's employed.
Do black lives really matter?
Yeah.
Then you go on Facebook and it just does the same thing. I'll tell you what, man. I'll just say it again. TikTok is like top notch when it comes to like, I'll watch 75% of one video that's about Trump being good or whatever.
Yeah. And boom, you got it.
Boom. The next 10 videos, I have to scroll past them and then wait for one that isn't and watch it all the way through twice to make sure. But man,
it's the best engineering product
it is the
in
best.
the history.
It's the best. So like, even if you're on there, like I could see a young person being on there and you just spend 2 hours scrolling and all of a sudden you're like,
You're radicalized.
I mean, I'll tell you for music purposes, like there was a Jason Derulo video I watched, someone sent me on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this song's great. And I just randomly heard it on my Spotify and now I'm completely addicted to the song.
That's why when you go through the top charts in Spotify and Apple, like a good amount of them are TikTok songs.
Definitely.
TikTok should start a music label.
I mean, I think they'll just
and
buy.
a movie content. I think they should do everything.
I think they're just going to buy Warner. They're just going to buy it. It's nothing.
They did hire Disney exec, right?
Yeah.
As CEO.
I mean, so Warner Music's $10, $12 billion company is nothing.
ByteDance is like a $150 billion company.
So you could buy like 2 record labels.
They could run
entertainment.
They could run America.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
They almost already do.
You know what the crazy thing about this whole situation, like, we're going to get into a topic about Russia. This virus originated from China. We're obviously in a trade war with China. Internationally, like I feel like we've never been weaker. Our youth is run by the Chinese people.
Yep.
We love TikTok. Our youth loves TikTok. And the number one game in the world, League of Legends, is owned by a Chinese company, right? Yeah. So they have access.
Well, League of Legends was started by USC friends of ours.
I know, but I'm saying, they got paid a lot of money by
Brother Xi.
Yeah, they got paid. Here's the thing. This is the thing.
Force.
This is the thing about Chinese companies that I actually think is why they're so genius. They wanted to break into America with their products and this and that. So they went and bought Musical.ly, made it TikTok, and boom, they're an American company now. League of Legends was such a game changer for Tencent, right? They got so big into gaming over the last 10 years because they own, I looked through the list of games Tencent owns. It's every game that every kid plays, right? With the exception, obviously, the Fortnite and the Call of Duties. You just look at these Chinese companies and they're willing to overpay for American companies to get in the game. And they're doing such a great job with it. And then our American companies don't understand that. And we're just getting our ass kicked because of ego reasons.
That's why I think that NBA thing was like such a red flag. That you just could you could literally shut up our athletes and you know what I mean?
Well, that's the argument for, LeBron, Tim, if you were going to ever say there was a weakness, the weakness is he got punked when it came to the topic of Hong Kong protests.
Yeah. So it's like, if you really want to think about it kind of just in front of our face, TikTok is like CIA in front of us.
Yeah.
Right? That's the Chinese spy service monitoring US data.
Yeah.
It's so literally in front of us and we're giving them all the data.
Yep. And they have that's a lot of data.
It is.
I'm shocked that the US government, this is so I know consumers would be pissed, but it's such a blatant irresponsibility of the United States government to allow TikTok to be as big as it is in the US.
I mean, for people that don't know, Facebook and Twitter is blocked in mainland China. You can get on via VPN, but you can't use those services. Instagram, none of that stuff.
Because China won't control the data.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't want Facebook and Twitter to have access to Chinese citizens. Why are we giving the entire country to China?
Yeah.
Didn't Google even have to like completely do like a special version?
Yes.
Everyone has. If you want to operate in China, you operate under different rules. Otherwise, you don't get to operate.
I think we're going to look back
They're
at TikTok
smart.
as one of the biggest flaws of
Yeah, you-
responsibility.
like-
TikTok could be the Trojan horse.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And
And we
like-
could look back in 10 years and be like, it was fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
Like group chat episode 3000. We're like,
Yeah.
remember, it was fucking TikTok.
Yeah. Well, our
We'll be
episode will
speaking
be
Chinese.
full Mandarin.
Yeah.
Because TikTok's gonna tell us English is stupid.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
so
learn
funny
English
that
anymore.
We talk about all this spy shit, but they're doing it in front of our face.
Yeah.
Like, here's all our data. Here's everyone. This is
Yeah.
what everyone in the country is doing.
The
Take
Rock
it,
is
China.
sitting there dancing away, giving away all his personal information.
But if TikTok wanted to sway the election, they could.
Easily.
Easily. I'm telling you, easily. It happened in 10 minutes last night. I was like, damn, Hillary Clinton murdered this guy because her emails leaked. I went and Googled it. And it was like, no, it was proven to be false. But it was so good. It was like, yo, this guy who worked for the DNC outed Hillary's emails and he was shot in the back of the head 10 days later. And I was like, fuck. And so I went on a deep dive. It wasn't true.
No, TikTok's
That happened
scary.
in 5 minutes.
I know, and most people
all right,
don't
so
Google.
What's
And
the
1
reason?
second I was watching fucking Renegade, and 5 minutes later I'm Googling Clinton conspiracy
No, so
theory.
what's the reason that AOC and the band of brigades aren't going after TikTok?
I don't think they know.
They
I don't
understand.
think they understand.
It's
I
way
really
above.
do. I think
way
they're
above
like-
their knowledge.
Yeah, it's a Chinese company, but what?
Like Lindsey Graham, McConnell, everyone. They're all
They
anti-China.
don't. Yeah, but they don't understand. They don't understand that a app for dancing, pistol on my whip, I'm a cunt. Like they don't realize that like the baby song is going to destroy America.
Yeah. Every hit song on there is a new vehicle.
You know what's
I think TikTok's the biggest national security threat.
I
It
agree.
is.
US.
Totally it is. Totally it is.
completely. I mean, the way I see the way people are addicted to TikTok, it's like they're Facebook early days.
And how are we allowing a Disney exec to be the CEO of TikTok? So we're handing our best American execs.
Yeah.
Here, China, take them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we'll
We're
look
talking
back
about
at it.
trade deals and shit. And we're just handing them data.
Can I tell you how powerful a brand of TikTok is? I'm running in Venice in the boardwalk. So all the street vendors are opening up, right? And you know how they make all those hoodies and t-shirts, just
Yeah, sure.
pop culture shit. Do you know the hoodie that was in every stall that I saw more kids wearing than anything? It was a TikTok hoodie,
Yep.
just with the logo.
Yep.
TikTok hoodie. That means it is the coolest brand in the world right now. It's TikTok.
I mean, Beyonce rapped about it.
It's so
Really?
funny
Yeah,
because
she said hips TikTok when I dance, blah 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 blah, on the Savage remix, which is like the biggest, like top
Song-
3 song.
Yeah.
And she said in an interview or something that Jay-Z wrote it. So
He's
it's
being brainwashed.
It's
There you go,
officially
there you go.
been stamped. You know what I mean?
you get the first couple.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's over. This is it. We're gonna look back at this as the moment when the gates were.
You know what's funny? We've all watched all these spy movies and how hard it is to infiltrate the United States. All you do is make a fucking dancing app.
That's it, man.
Have you
Just
guys
make
ever seen?
Americans dance
So
and you
stupid.
can fucking steal our
We're like,
I
Right,
want you guys to watch this movie called Josie and the Pussycats. It was based off of a cartoon. It's like 20-year-old movie. It meant to be like a kid's movie, like teen kids movie, but it's really interesting. It's about these mega corporations banding together and using music to brainwash the youth.
Yep.
Okay? And this is TikTok, probably the founder of TikTok who watched this movie and goes, I can do this in America.
Yeah.
No, you're right. There's actually like rock songs
Yes.
back from like the 60s and
Yes.
70s that were brainwashing the country.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's literally that was, and
God,
this is happening
they're
again.
The Chinese. Congratulations.
yeah, fuck it, man. You can't beat them, join them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's nuts. Like that, it's so crazy how that piece of technology is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and it's what they'll, look at what Facebook did when they started gaining all that information. Then you buy Instagram. Then it's also what they can do over the next 5 years with all that data.
Yeah.
You could have other apps. You could have other, you know what I mean?
And now you're talking, this is probably $150 billion company. So, we should go buy our biggest music label. Sony, you're struggling? We'll buy you.
Yeah.
Paramount, we'll buy you. And then now you control American
a serious
entertainment.
question. ByteDance, some of the biggest investors are Silicon Valley based investors.
Yeah.
So we're basically perpetuating this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving them billions of dollars to spy on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like politicians and everyone knows how to get the soundbite on Twitter and Facebook and get us all excited, but these are the things that actually matter.
Yeah.
And we have zero regulation.
No. And we never will. We never will. The people that should be in charge of even pointing it out right now don't understand it.
What's funny is
Like, we'd rather tax like our apparel that we ship in an extra 2% on tariffs to punish us.
We're going to get them.
Let's disincentivize them from manufacturing in China to get cheaper goods to U.S.
You're playing
citizens.
the wrong game.
Yeah.
You're playing a game
So
you should have played
stupid.
20 years ago or something.
Yeah,
well, it's interesting is that the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Jack Dorseys, who clearly know what's going on, aren't building their own lobby and going after TikTok. Like, they know Mark Zuckerberg can't get into China with his own
I'm
product.
shocked that Zuck hasn't done it because
Yeah, you're right.
Back channel.
Zuck's literally been banned from China.
Yeah.
He ran through Tiananmen Square when it was
Yeah.
completely empty, couldn't get in still.
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
not
shocked.
good for business. TikTok, some staggering number on advertising revenue they did the first 6 months of the year. Staggering. Like, when I saw the number, I was like, holy shit.
If you think about every viral video that goes on Twitter or Instagram is a TikTok video.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like those two kids.
Everyone. And it's really gained its own thing now. Like, people do like stories on there, or they do animations, or they do all these different things. It's not, dancing was the way in.
Yeah.
But now it's already become this whole other thing, and it has its own language that is so like so viral that's why all those videos go on the other platforms.
You know what's funny is everyone always just said the U.S. Basically, like, the power we have is a soft power.
Yeah.
Right? Culture and everything, right? That's what we always used to hold ourselves to. Our soft power is giving us all the data to China.
100%. They got us where it hurts.
They figured it out.
They
I mean,
got us.
they're going to use your biggest strength against you.
It's
Like,
true.
you know what? If I was a
That is
Chinese
true.
politician, I'd be watching these videos. I'm like, go get me the baby. Bring him over here.
Bring me the baby.
If the baby comes, if you see the baby on Instagram landing in Beijing, he's here to brainwash America.
I wonder if Charlie D'Amelio's gotten any calls.
Yeah,
from-
just be like, bring Charlie and the baby and
Just
Megan
a
Thee Stallion,
hodgepodge,
over to Beijing. We're gonna control the youth of America.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I think it will never get called out, but I think
I think we're the only ones calling it out.
this could be like Anand's Corona prediction. This one might just take quite a while.
This one's gonna take a long time because it's gonna take like a TikTok kid.
No, we're
who
gonna
was-
start seeing kids dancing to the baby, saying Hong Kong doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the baby drops a song called "Hong Kong Gone,"
Yeah.
and then that's like the hook that everyone's singing on.
Yeah, and dancing.
And then you're like, "What's Hong Kong? Hong Kong Gone."
Yeah, Taiwan, let's take that too. India, they're fighting India too. They just took over half the world.
So easy. Okay. The last thing too on Corona stuff is it looks like what airlines have been kind of selling not at full capacity. I know there was like the stewardess and stuff weren't serving drinks and whatever. It looks like at least American and United are going back to fully packing the flights. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems, am I wrong in thinking that with the data now showing that outdoors it's really hard to spread, indoors it spreads really bad, an airplane is essentially the worst thing you could possibly do?
They're saying they have air filtration systems that prevent viruses from living. I'll tell you one thing. The only time I get sick is when I travel.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't check out.
Airplanes are disgusting.
Disgusting.
So a friend of mine that we all know, when I used to travel with him, he used to wipe down the whole goddamn seat.
Pre-corona.
Pre-corona. And
Way pre-corona.
Wait, this is 10 years ago. And I remember I would look at the wipe and I'd be like, holy shit. I just slept on this thing for the last 6 hours. No wonder he's wiping
It's funny because the same person you're talking about would never put his hand on doors.
No.
He'd always use the elbow.
Yeah.
He was built for this.
Yeah.
Is he an accountant?
Yeah.
You know exactly who it is.
I know. That's the,
It's not that
Not
person.
that friend. It's the
yeah, I
other
remember
one.
one time, I've literally been permanently scarred because one time we were flying to New York or Miami, I forget, and I dropped an AirPod under the seat. And I went under to grab it, and it was so disgusting.
Yeah.
And now that's like stuck in my head.
Yeah, and I think think about airplanes. You're confined for a long period of time. You're 1 inch away from the other person. 1 inch. Like literally like 90% of people are flying in coach. People are coughing and sneezing. I saw this idiot wearing a MAGA hat where he used his mask as an eye patch and his mouth and nose are breathing wet.
Are you fucking?
No, we didn't post it. It's gone.
It's really
it's
good.
all over Twitter right now.
Stuff.
That's good.
But the real heroes are the flight attendants that fly the LASF route. So they're doing 10 routes a day with different 200 people coming in and out of it.
We're going to get to a point where like LA to New York, 3 dead.
Yeah, but the problem is you can never like correlate it back. Like that's probably already happened.
Interesting enough, Pete said he went to a bar 2 weeks ago. When they walked in, they asked for your cell phone number and they said, we will text you if we get shut down for corona.
If there's like an outbreak or something.
If there's an outbreak.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. I just still don't.
I mean, then United Airlines and American are about to send a lot of texts. Your flight
I think
had corona.
I think it's just like they're required to by the health department and they're not actually going to do it.
Yeah, plus I just feel like it's so hard. We're just not properly tracing like that.
No.
You know? Like what if 10 people that were there got it, but they're not tracing it back to the bar and calling everyone? That's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, but it just seems like numbers are going to be through the freaking roof. Okay, let's move on to some Confederate flag stuff.
Yeah.
Why not? So what I totally forgot about is that Mississippi's state flag incorporates the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
So big no-no in 2020.
Yeah.
So apparently they're going through the process of changing it.
Yeah, I mean, the Mississippi House of Representatives passed the measure in a vote. 85 people voted to change it. 34 said, nah, we like the good old days better.
Yeah, there's a lot of good old days.
And so they're going to have to change the flag. I can't believe, I mean, no offense to Mississippi, but there's like, we don't really need it.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I agree. I think, you know what?
I said Mississippi and Alabama should be gifted.
Don't change your flag.
Yeah.
Build a little wall around
In
them.
fact, go back full blown to the old flag and just secede from the Union.
Do it.
Did you listen to the Joe Rogan, Jon Stewart?
I'm halfway through.
Okay, so I actually listened to it, and I didn't know this, that a lot of these statues were created in the era of 1964-5
Yes.
when all the civil rights
Yes.
amendments were passed.
That's why people hate them so much. It was for Jim Crow and during civil rights movements.
Just to piss people off?
It was just a fear tactic. It was to say, like, don't forget where you live. It wasn't like right after the Civil War as like a memorial to it was they were used. That's why people are so like justifiably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making a statue in 1960s to just basically relive the 1800s,
the good old
taunt
days,
the people, they need to go down.
Yeah. That's what most.
I didn't know that
before.
That was really eye opening for me.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I didn't know. I didn't go deep enough to know that it was true. And then when I heard it on that podcast, I just assumed he's right. But like, look, if that's why they're up, then this is a fucking no-brainer. Like, we should just check when all these things were put up.
Yeah, and so
if it was 1800s, maybe you can keep it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put it the day after they died.
Yeah, 1940. That's like George Floyd getting killed and then someone putting up a statue of a cop in Minneapolis.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tear that shit down.
And even so there's going to be a lot of types of issues like this. The flag, I mean, the Confederate flag being present anywhere is absolutely ridiculous. And then in Orange County, this is going to be I think the best one. Orange County Democrats are pushing to rename the airport John Wayne Airport. Because John Wayne was a racist, homophobic.
Wait, isn't it already John Wayne?
It is John Wayne. They want to remove his name.
Got it.
And just call it Orange County Airport, Santa Ana, whatever it is.
Yeah. Who is John Wayne?
The actor?
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So you're just mad that, I don't know. I have trouble with that one. Because I think, look, man, then you literally have to shut down Disney World.
Yes, which I'm okay with. By the way,
you just don't want to go.
Yeah, so I'm okay with shut down.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you went through the list.
Yeah.
But look, if you shut down, I mean, I don't know. I get it. I know it's sensitive. It's just, where do you stop there? You're literally shutting down Disney World. You're getting rid of all Disney movies.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Just ask me things you love. What are some things that you love that
are Disney?
No, that are
No,
racist?
that you have to tear down.
They're started by racism.
I'll tell you which is the easy one.
Yeah.
Obviously, my favorite show is Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Kramer is a racist.
Yeah, he dropped the N-bomb.
Cancel.
Yeah.
You gotta cancel.
That's
it.
So you got to cancel Seinfeld.
I can't cancel.
So that's what I'm saying. So now you have to stop. You have to pull it all the way back.
I mean, how many
agree.
episodes? He just said he smokes weed and watches Seinfeld and goes to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. Because we know that Seinfeld's going before Disneyland.
Yeah.
So you got to pull it back. And I think you should stop at John Wayne Airport. I'm just saying. I don't think it's right that he was a racist. None of that. But I do think that if you go down that path, you have to. Apparently, Sean, what's his name? The big activist guy.
Sean Penn?
Sean King.
Sean King
Yeah.
said
Getting
cancel
death threats.
Jesus.
Oh.
Apparently.
He said what?
Cancel Jesus because Jesus is depicted as white. But he's not.
That's
he
not
wasn't
going
white.
to play over well.
I'm just saying. That's the problem. You got to pick your battle.
Okay, but the other thought process is let's not name things after people at all. Right? It should be called Orange County Airport, LAX, Los Angeles Airport, New York Airport. Because here's the problem. As soon as you
Jim,
name
it's
it
too
after,
late.
all these people, unfortunately, everyone, both sides, doesn't matter, have dark pasts.
What about Columbus, Ohio?
Who's that named after?
Christopher? It's got to go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
I mean, there's so many. What about Cesar Chavez Boulevard?
I don't know Caesar's background.
Just saying, he's a guy. He's a guy.
I know he was a big fighter for the people, but I didn't know what he did in his spare time.
I'm just saying, you got it.
I'd like to know now.
You have to literally rename everything.
I agree. I mean, I think maybe a strategy going forward is not name anything after anybody. Just call it based on the region.
Yeah, going forward, that's fine. But I do think then you just be left with a lot of old racists as the names. But one thing that Jon Stewart did say in that podcast I thought was just really smart to point out is all we've done right now, other than the little changes, is ceremonial things. And it's like, that's fine. But like he said, like nothing's going to happen long term by canceling Gone with the Wind on HBO Max, which no one even watches.
Yeah.
Like everything's been ceremonial. So like when do we actually structurally change things? Because that's really the hard part.
Yeah.
Because all these we changed the name of John Wayne Airport. Great. But what does that change for the kid that's going to be born in Compton in 2 years? He doesn't give a fuck.
You know what I also noticed is Joe Rogan, obviously he's a brilliant dude, but panders to his guests. Meaning he sounds more progressive when he's with Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he does.
He sounds more conservative when he's with another guest.
He does, yeah.
That's what
he's like an All Lives Matter when like Jocko's on, but he's like, let's burn everything down with Jon Stewart.
I think he does it just enough
to get the best out of the guest.
Yeah, but when he doesn't seem like he doesn't stand for anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he just does it just enough, I think.
Right.
Because he's still like, he had Candace Owens on a long time ago, and he debated her pretty heavy. He'll definitely call people out, but yeah, he definitely his tone. I was gonna send you and say listen to the Jon Stewart one, but I thought you were already too turned off from the Jocko one.
I saw Jon Stewart and I was like, okay, I want to hear what he does.
Yeah. It's totally different.
And it was a Zoom, it seems like, not in person.
It was.
So he broke the rule.
He's done a few of those.
Got it.
Okay, so we'll see what happens, but I just think we're getting into really bad territory with hunting down what to cancel instead of what systemic changes can we make.
That's why I'm just canceling myself.
You just got canceled?
Canceled?
Yeah.
Did you see there's a YouTuber who got canceled, Shane Dawson? This is a big story on YouTube.
I saw why he got canceled.
Why did he get canceled?
There was a video of him.
No, I know,
You know who he
watch
is?
his stuff.
You know
I know
Shane-
who he is, but I don't watch his
He
stuff.
was kind of like fake masturbating to an 11-year-old picture of Willow Smith.
Jesus Christ.
And not only that, but he was on video talking to like his 12-year-old cousin, asking her about sex and telling her to like touch her boobs and weird stuff. He also had a whole segment where he had a character that was blackface.
Oh no.
And the point is, the real nail in the coffin, I think, because before I was like, oh, this is probably just YouTube bullshit. The real nail in the coffin was Jaden
And Jada Pinkett.
said you're done.
And Will Smith has a huge YouTube deal. So Will can make a phone call and kick Shane off the platform.
I saw Jaden tweet something that I knew was at someone and didn't realize what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
A lot of these YouTubers are weird fucks.
Weird fucks.
Really weird fucks that just like.
Because look, your whole life has been around getting clicks.
Yeah. So you
You've
do
dedicated
whatever.
your whole life to clickbait. So you just, it's what happened to Logan and, Jake Paul might be an
Layla
idiot,
Pons
but
or whatever.
Logan Like you could tell he just went down this train of more and more shocking, more and more shocking. Before you know it, you're filming a fucking dead guy and you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And now he's been reeling it back, and I think he's like understanding. But like all these guys' lives have been dedicated to outrage. So you turn into a psycho. I thought Shane Dawson was gay.
Oh, okay.
I thought Shane Dawson had a boyfriend.
He could.
So he has a boyfriend and he likes little girls.
Yes.
Okay, cancel that guy.
Because I just went on Jaden's Twitter feed and it's not good.
No. But
Shane
YouTube,
Dawson's good. Done.
Yeah.
but YouTube has to kick him off the platform. If they let him stay on, he's not done.
He's just gonna. Yeah.
his
He'll
fan-
see. Well, is Sunder Zuck? Zuck
Yes.
would leave him on.
Zuckwood?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a question for Sunder.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's
where he
see.
stands.
Let's
Is
see
it
what
Will?
our Indian homie has to do here.
Let me tell you what, Indian homie, don't go against the Smiths.
Yeah.
That'd be my advice.
Yeah. Just be like, look, I'll kick him off, but Jaden, you got to give me a weekly vlog.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he cut a deal.
Yeah.
Zuck would cut a deal.
Yeah. If Jaden gives you 10 vlogs to kick Shane off, I would do it in a second.
In a second. Okay, also, what's going on with Russians paid the Taliban to attack the U.S. and Trump didn't do anything? What the fuck?
This is a fucking crazy story. I actually think this is the biggest story of the weekend, but it's obviously, it requires people to think and read, so it's not going to do well.
So it literally means
It
nothing.
means nothing.
No, I'm
but
sticking with Shane Dawson's cancel.
This is Russian GRU, which is equivalent of like their CIA, was paying bounty to Afghanistan Taliban soldiers to kill American soldiers.
Like recently.
Yes. And Trump knew about it
In March.
in March, hasn't said a fucking word about it. Then he goes and speaks at the West Point graduation, does his bullshit salute to soldiers that he is like, this when we talk about like serious threats to our country, we obviously mentioned China because technology, capital resources. Russia has been an enemy of America since I can remember. We've been fighting them in so many ways. We know our president has some sort of relationship with Russia. I don't know what that is, but for whatever reason, when it comes to Russia, he looks the other way.
Yeah.
And this is insane that you not only knew American soldiers were getting killed.
Honestly, objectively, at this point, if you can convince me that Donald Trump is not a national security threat to the United States of America, please do.
Yep.
I don't know how you can convince me otherwise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
I'm legitimately like concerned.
he's repeatedly put his self-interest in front of the country, and it's being revealed time and time again. He asked the president of China, can you help us with the election? I'll look away from your concentration camps. I think you're doing good work with the concentration camps. Now he's looking away from Russian funding Taliban to kill American soldiers.
Yeah.
And at this point, like, what does it take people to turn? Or is it just we're beyond the point of return? I strongly believe if the election was today, it would be an absolute landslide.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's June, not November.
Yeah.
So my take can be different in November.
Yeah.
But right now, it would be an absolute landslide.
Yeah, I think he loses. I think he might lose every state.
I mean, Texas and Georgia are in play.
Yeah.
Mississippi, he may.
Mississippi
you
and
got.
Mississippi and
Oklahoma.
Alabama.
Have that, yeah.
Oklahoma, he was plus 40 last. Maybe he's plus 20.
Yeah.
I just don't like the other thing that scares me though. I mean, I guess whatever. I don't know how it actually works. Maybe the cabinet can hold it up, but like Joe Biden isn't the guy. The only thing that I think could really change it is a very strong leader that could explain to the American people again what our priorities are. Like if you had another great speech, like an Obama type speech about what happened and what we're going to do about it, and this is why we need to blah, blah, blah. I think you could kind of get the sentiment back in line a little bit. But without that, all you're doing is like flailing. So we're canceling John Wayne Airport and we're worried about wearing masks or not. And we're tracking down frickin' Karens, even though that seems like a great time. Like we're doing all these other things while such real shit is happening because there is no like leader to say, here's what we should be concerned about, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think Joe Biden, he's going to be like, so Taliban
Yeah, I agree. I think.
in Mississippi, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Joe Biden's not going to inspire anyone, but he may be just enough to. And I think come November, like I think the popular vote, no matter what, Joe Biden's going to win, and it'll just come down to the electoral college and see how that gets distributed. But if there's any And, you see protests. They're not stopping. They're still everywhere.
But you know what's fascinating is I read something that among white women, Hillary was up +7, or she won +7. And right now, Biden's polling +38.
Shout out to Karens.
Amongst white women. But amongst minorities, it's the same.
As Hillary?
As Hillary.
Because I'm telling you, let's put aside the black population. We know plenty of like first generation or immigrant parents are MAGA. You take Asian, South Asian. I just told you Persian. That was one particular group of people.
But I'm surprised, like the Hispanic vote, because he did get some Hispanic vote. Hasn't like swung.
Yeah.
But because that's religion. I've gotten DMs from a lot of people saying Trump allows me to be a Christian.
So it's
How are you so stupid? How are you so fucking stupid?
All I take away is drama. It's the white folks that can get us out of this.
Oh, come on, people. Come on, man. Come on.
The minorities, we
might be white women.
We already maxed out. It's white women.
I think it's white
So we
women.
need to stop tearing down Karens then.
Yeah.
Wait until December.
Yeah.
Because we're going to fucking get them off our side.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, yeah, check this out.
Yeah.
Trump. Yeah. Fuck you guys.
TikTok
Call me Karen again.
Call me Karen. I dare you, you liberal snowflake bitches.
Yeah.
It's literally white people. That's all I glean from all the data.
Yeah.
Is white people are the only people that can dethrone Trump.
Definitely. I mean, that's who got Obama elected.
Yeah, of course.
They're the ones that...
And the people that got Trump elected are the Obama Trump voter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need you whites.
Yeah.
We need you to
Let's
really
get back on the white train.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
All white is all right.
All right. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. It's scary. Ads? Pete, you got some ads?
Got a couple today.
Let's do an ad for white people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Get them to vote.
Okay.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the ad portion of this podcast. My name is Pete, and today I'm bringing you Clean Monster. You've probably heard me say this ad a million times before, but let me tell you about Clean Monster. It's a fantastic hand sanitizer. It's got lavender. I don't know why I went into an accent. That's very weird. It's lavender peppermint. It's scented with skin nourishing vitamin E, lavender oil, and peppermint oil. That'll leave your hands smelling great and sanitize. You have the best hands around. I'm telling you, this shit smells amazing. Somebody DM'd me the other day on the page and goes, does that shit really smell good? Or does it smell like crappy, vodka or something? And I go, no. This isn't that cheap shit. This is that good stuff. Head over to Amazon. Listen to that. Ooh, listen to that. Head over to Amazon.com. Search Clean Monster hand sanitizer. Boom. Grab yourself a 3-pack and get it delivered in just 2 days. 2 days. Prime shipping. What more do you need? Jeff Bezos, the collab on Clean Monster. Get it right to your front door. You smell good. You're sanitized. Don't be like me and spread the germs. Get sanitized. Keep the germs away. Okay, let's get back into today's episode.
Okay, we're back. Thank you, Pete. Great work. The money's just rolling in.
Get out there, white people.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about good old Lori Loughlin and Massimo. Mm-hmm. Pretty tragic news in their downfall.
This is kind of devastating.
This is devastating. And this is the type of thing that I'm guessing can really mentally, take a toll on people of their stature. Mm-hmm. They have resigned from the Bel Air Country Club.
Yep.
It's heartbreaking.
Wow. Oh, that's tough.
That
is tough.
The Bel Air Country Club Board of Directors, I mean, that's got to be a cast of characters.
Oh, can you imagine? You want to talk about
anyone could get me the list of the Bel Air Country Club Board of Directors. I want to see some home videos of that crew.
You want to? They're not shouting Black Lives Matter.
No. So Doc Rivers and Chris Paul are members.
Are they on the board?
I don't think
they're on the board. That's for show.
You picked two of the most famous black people that ever lived in LA.
I've been invited to the Bel Air Country Club many times, but I have not gone, so I can't speak firsthand.
You should go and see how it feels.
Yeah.
Might feel
See if they give you. Can you get me another Arnold Palmer?
You pull my car around, buddy.
Yeah.
Throws in the keys.
Yeah.
Where's your polo shirt, kid?
Yeah.
So they've been asked to resign. I mean, they were asked to pretty much. The board said this is not a refuge for known felons. Irony is, I'm sure if we looked up all the members of the Bel Air Country Club and did a little digging on their background.
Probably 50%.
Yeah, I mean, like, Bel Air Country Club, Wilshire Country Club, Hillcrest, I don't give a fuck what country club.
LA Country Club.
LA Country Club, all of them. Those people got skeletons. I actually think this, like, once young people figure out what's going on in these country clubs, because like I don't think like a random 24-year-old has any idea. They may know the country club in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
That, you know, my parents go golf and blah, blah. Those things are harmless. What's going on at these LA, New York country clubs?
In the coastal elite cities.
Yes.
So in our own backyard. Yes. So we're protesting.
Yeah.
2 miles down.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks LA is this like liberal hotbed of like inclusion.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where the systemic problems lie.
Yes.
I don't even think it's systemic. I think it's blatant.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying like who's in charge of some of these systemic problems?
Yes.
Are having tea over at the Bel Air Country
They're
Club.
getting hammered and cheating on their wives. Don't get fucked up. They're not some high moral compass people here.
Yeah.
And I think these country clubs, it's interesting, like they're obviously singling out Massimo and Lori Loughlin. For whatever reason, now they have some level of kind of standards.
Yeah, they because it's publicity.
Because you can look publicly like you
right.
Yeah.
It's like, homeboy over here just, robbed 30 of his investors millions of dollars.
Yeah, so he didn't get caught. No one knows who he is.
Yeah.
So let's get the Massimo out.
Yeah, let's get the lady from Full House.
The lady who paid, literally, like the crime of paying to get your kids into USC is like the lowest crime that's ever been committed at
by a Bel Air Country Club. If you're talking about crimes committed by Bel Air Country Club members.
Yeah. Oh man, get her out, man. Use it for publicity.
Yeah.
We don't deal with criminals here.
Yeah, I have a really gut instinct that the country club system will take time, but it is going to get destroyed.
My question is, don't you think it'll just age out? Don't you think that like the 20-year-old that's going to be really rich won't be going to a country club?
No, because I know 20, 30-year-old somethings with money that are joining country clubs because their parents were played or their parents were members. And don't get me wrong, if I was like a 39-year-old wasp with money, a country club's great. You just get to hang out with your own, keep everyone away. I get it. I get the appeal.
I just feel like you need to update what you do there.
No, so
I feel like tennis and golf are just like
but here's the thing: we're talking about burning down statues in random states. Tear down the LA Country Club. It's the most prime real estate in Los Angeles and build housing.
Yeah.
I'll lead the way. I'll lead the charge.
Good luck, man.
Tear that
I mean, it's absolutely the most prime real estate in the city of Los Angeles.
I mean, in the country.
In the country.
In the country.
Yeah.
It's like Central Park is equivalent.
And Central Park at least is for the public.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win against that crowd.
No, but I think over time there's going to be this generation of new people with money.
I just feel like it's the same thing that happens with China and like U.S. tech is you know that it's a problem, but you don't want to tear it down because you plan to join it one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who are you to, if you're coming up, you're like, I'm torn. Like, do I really want to go to war with these people or do I just want to join?
Be a part of it and
Or
have
just
an
go
Arnold
invest
Palmer.
in bike dance, go invest in TikTok and make billions.
Exactly.
That's
Why
the
worry
problem.
about being a hero, a one-man David versus Goliath?
I agree. I just think I don't think one rich person is going to take it down. I think the people will start. Like maybe the list, someone will hack the list of Bel Air Country Club members and be like, all right, these are all the people. These are all the crimes committed by Bel Air Country Club members. And everyone's like, who cares about Lori Loughlin, what she did? Like, seriously.
Lori Loughlin is literally nothing.
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 But such a good PR.
I'm upset for them for getting kicked out.
They should Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I think LA Country Club should welcome in.
What?
Welcome Lori Loughlin in.
Yes. If I was the head of a country club, first person I'm calling is Lori Loughlin mom. You know what? Your crime's not that big in our group of friends. We got murderers. We got.
I think
What's funny is I have close friends who are members at all these country clubs that listen to this podcast. I may never get a
I mean, honestly,
you're getting some funny phone calls tomorrow morning.
They're only inviting you. They probably have diversity day. I'm like, all right, Anand, he's Indian. He's not going to intimidate anybody. Let's bring Anand on that day.
Yeah. I think Lori Loughlin should go. What did you say?
I did a pumpkin patch at one
Would they have you carry the pumpkins in?
I think Lori Loughlin should go full Tekashi 6ix9ine and just rat on everyone.
Yeah.
in
This
the
guy's
club.
fucking this guy's wife.
Yeah.
You're a murderer. You're a pedophile.
Yeah.
It's over.
Do
It's
that.
like that's the last thing you should do. Is
I mean,
try
ha-
to piss people off.
How many Epstein?
No.
down.
Like you can leak all their secrets.
How many
out.
Epstein cronies are at these clubs?
Oh my god.
A couple dozen.
So many.
Jeffrey Epstein built country clubs.
So many. There's so many. Okay, yeah.
My few experiences at country clubs, I'm so anti when people have invited me or asked me to meet them there. I was like, fuck no, I don't want anything to do with because it's so uncomfortable.
But you just said you would join one.
No, if I was white, if I was the white waspy version of myself,
I think you'd join one if you were like crazy rich.
no, I just
If you had 100 million.
So
you'd be
I was
part
at
of
a
it.
country club, not going to say which
You'd
one.
be in there playing 10.
I was forced.
I love everything about it. I love just
on.
drinking margarita
I
and
love
shit canning the
I
day.
had a button-up shirt and some nice pants on, and I was told to tuck in my shirt.
Wow.
Did everyone else have it tucked in?
Yeah, everyone had to.
I thought it was
But why do you have to tuck in your shirt?
Because you look like a slob.
you look like a
You
fucking
dirty
waiter.
minority.
You look like a fucking dish boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tuck in your shirt, you immigrant.
Oh, there it is.
That's a good episode title.
Oh my god. How much do you think it is? How much is it to be a part of that? Be
Like
a part
which
of Bel
one?
Air?
They're absolutely.
Bel Air.
It's actually not that expensive.
But it's hard to get in.
Yeah, it's hard to get.
Got it. We'll put a number. I'm just
Like
curious.
I think it's like some of those are like maybe
20,
quarter
30K
million to sign
buy
up
in
to
and
like
then
a
20,
licensing
30K
fee,
a year.
and then there's a monthly fee.
$250,000.
Yeah, I mean depends on the club,
It's fucking stupid.
but that's like a licensing fee.
Okay.
Like that you could resell or you get
Okay.
it back when you leave.
Okay, got it.
From what I'm told, I don't know.
Interesting.
I've never been
And then
invited.
it's subsidized. You're going to make fun of minorities for years on end.
you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
White, safe.
I mean, you get a white privilege card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the phones
forever.
are typically, you're not allowed to use phones in most of these clubs.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you can say your N-words. You can say your,
All of it.
you can say
All of
all
Just
of
like
it.
the good old days.
Here's your free pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Come
just a
on in.
big piece of land where you can say whatever you do, whatever you want. I mean, talk about locker room talk.
that's
Jesus
locker room
Christ!
It's a big locker room.
Locker room talk in the middle of the most liberal city in the fucking country.
Yeah.
Pretty
Just
wild.
go in there and get off all your racial slurs, and then get back to your,
Yeah.
marching.
Put
Yeah,
your
go back
Obama hat right back on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just
Walk
walk
on
out
out
of
of there.
LA country, put your
Go
Obama.
get a juice
I
at the
voted for
juice
Obama
bar.
twice.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about beef. I mentioned Tekashi 6ix9ine. Obviously, he's just a hotbed for beef. But I love rap beef. I do. But I think my favorite type of beef in the world is billionaire beef.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk seems to be almost like the Tekashi 6ix9ine of billionaires.
Yeah.
He really just is active and just knows how to rub people the wrong way, whatever. At the same time as breaking records and going number one. So very similar. His newest target is Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Called him out. Straight up called him out. What did he say? What's going on?
He said, "At Jeff Bezos is a copycat." Ha ha. So
Tagged him. He's a
Amazon
Gangster.
is buying Zoox, which is a self-driving startup. They announced that on Friday. And, autonomous cars for Amazon is very different for autonomous cars for Tesla. Tesla will be for consumer use. Amazon's building it for their trucking system that they are slowly building.
But so is Tesla.
So is it. But, he already has demand.
Yep.
Amazon clearly has a demand already with their distribution system.
Did SpaceX exist before Blue Origin?
I believe
SpaceX
SpaceX
like 2003,
18 years or
right?
something, yeah.
Yeah, so fucking get off his jock.
But
Jeff.
Jeff Bezos clearly.
Just
first of all,
saying, bro. I would be pissed too.
Elon Musk is pissing in the wind trying to fight Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro.
I mean,
Stop.
there's levels to billionaires.
I get
and
it.
I don't like. Tesla could be insolvent in 18 months.
Totally. I agree. I totally agree.
I'm Team
Amazon could
Bezos
own.
here.
I mean, Jeff Bezos could own Tesla, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's an interesting. I enjoy Elon's competitive spirit.
Yeah.
But this one is out of his league.
Yeah, I don't think you mess with Bezos. I was actually talking to Pete about this this week. There's a video resurfacing from 2001 of Jeff Bezos. Maybe it's 2001, 2002. And he's at 60 Minutes interview.
and he's worth 9 to 10 billion at a time at the time, and he's driving a Honda Accord. He's like, it's just a car. It gets me point A to point B.
Good call.
Yeah. He's changed his views.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now he's on fucking yachts with his Latina lover.
He cheated on his wife.
Yeah, what happened to your perfectly good wife?
Yeah. Why'd you have to get a new one?
Why'd you have to get a new one?
You got the Tesla of wives. Yeah, I don't. But I will say it is great for the Elon Tesla army.
Yeah.
Like what Tesla has built such a strong brand, and so is Elon. That like starting beef in this way is so good for
Tesla. It reminds me very much so of what Apple was 20 years ago with creatives.
Yeah.
Where like when you went to any creative's desk, they always had an Apple computer.
Yeah.
It only became super consumer friendly, in the last kind of 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I think what Tesla has a very core following that clearly is scaling beyond just the core following. But the people who buy Tesla probably will never own another car for the rest of their life.
No, not unless it goes out of business.
Yeah. So I think, I think what he's doing is just phenomenal. It's just funny when you're going against like the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
By multiples.
Maybe one of his bays got him into it. Got him in the beef.
You never know.
That happens all the time.
It does all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
Okay, big news. Kanye West.
This is actually the biggest news for me of the last week.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
This
That's
is your
fair.
guy.
So fair. This
my
is your
guy.
guy. This is your industry.
Yes.
This is yours.
Yes. Very excited to talk about this.
Kanye West has announced a 10-year deal with The Gap.
Yes.
This is huge news, not only for all the obvious reasons. I mean, Gap, I'm sure, is dying to figure out a way to be relevant. Kanye has talked about working with The Gap and talked about working at The Gap since the beginning of his career. Spaceship. And is that what he talked about? Let's go back to The Gap?
Yeah.
Okay. So this could be so huge. And, Kanye went on this big rant years ago, but has kind of kept it going about how he just wants to make mainstream, mass-produced products that are affordable, blah, blah, blah. Gap is perfect for that. And then I saw that already at the Gap in Chicago, they've like wrapped it in this like drapery, and it's a handwritten note from Kanye that says, I used to pull up here in my Acura, blah, 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 this, whatever. I'm so excited. I don't know. I mean, obviously I've given Kanye a lot of shit, and a lot of that still stands, but this seems about as big as it gets.
This for the Gap.
This was a Super Bowl for D.
Super Bowl for D. Super Bowl for D.
Yeah, I don't think it gets bigger for D.
So Kanye, the reason why I think it's big in so many ways is Kanye needed on the apparel side to partner with someone big. Those options are Zara, Uniqlo, Gap. That's it. I don't think there's anyone else, right? That makes the type of clothes. At the end of the day, he's like a Polo, Ralph Lauren, classic type wearing dude, white t-shirt, jeans. Like the way he dressed is very classic Americana. So he needed to solidify his power in fashion. He needed a partner with someone big.
Yeah.
Uniqlo is a Japanese company. Zara is a Spanish company. Gap, he fucking worked at, rapped at, and say how he was racially profiled there.
Yeah.
The partnership is perfect. The interesting thing is I cannot for the life of me understand why it took this long. This should have happened 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Then I look at who the CEO of Gap is, because I know Art Peck was their last CEO or chairman, no longer there. I go see why is this happening today?
Yep.
An Indian woman named Sonia Singhal is the new CEO of Gap. Hired in March. The first thing she does is go get Kanye.
And the stock already popped 40%.
Yeah, exactly.
In a day when the market tanked.
You Indian, man, you guys are fucking killing it.
I mean, this Indian woman's smart. She was like, okay, we are the most irrelevant mall mass chain for the last, we've said this. Why didn't Gap go get Virgil? No, a French company went and got Virgil. Yeah. So many designers, like Jerry Lorenzo did his deal with PacSun, did Essentials. That's worked. It's become a huge success. Yeah. This is a bigger scale version of that. Kanye West now partners with Gap, and it's going to work. And the thing about it is people are like, oh, thumbs down Kanye. Those are people the same way that are going to thumbs down Elon Musk, right? Kanye has an allegiance of fans that do not give a shit what political view, any of that stuff. They're in fashion. If you are a fashion person, Kanye's God.
Yep.
Forget politics, everything else. Kanye's impact on particularly men's fashion is like nothing we've ever seen before. So you take the power of the distribution of Gap, Kanye's power, and God forbid he does, if Trump loses and he says fuck Trump on the way out, everyone's gonna come back to him in even a bigger way.
Yeah.
He then announces a black female designer as the head designer of the collaboration.
Yeah.
Then he announces a Kid Cudi cartoon. Then he announces another thing. So
Dr. Dre remix of Jesus is King or something.
Yes, Dr. Dre re-releasing his album. So it's like he is been quiet. You know, he donated his money.
Yeah.
He walked in the protests. He's been very quiet.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, if he goes and employs hundreds of black designers and then, I just feel like this is such a slam dunk home run for Gap. Mm-hmm. So they're expecting the sales to exceed over $1 billion of this product, which is pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
Because globally, I can't imagine what, everyone who works at ByteDance over in China, they're all going to be drenched in Yeezy Gap.
Yeah.
TikTok can make Gap the biggest company.
Absolutely. Overnight.
Yeah. And like, it's just everything about this is going to work.
So it's interesting because they raised $2.25 billion of debt in April, right? In the heat of the pandemic. Yeah. So, and I think they had another $1 billion plus in debt before this. So this is, in my opinion, the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Can Kanye save Gap from bankruptcy?
Yes. I think he can.
We
look at Adidas. Adidas effectively was the most irrelevant, in America, completely irrelevant brand. He does the Yeezy collaboration with them. I didn't even know the Ultra Boost existed till Kanye did the Yeezys. And I went on the Adidas website for the first time because I wanted to get the Yeezys when they first came out.
Yep.
And I look and I was like, I didn't get that. What's this shoe?
Yep. I think about it. Everyone else did that too. The Ultra Boost became the hottest shoe.
Because he wore it.
Yeah. And he just put the attention on, hey, they're doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you're going to go to the Gap and be like, by the way, as someone that talks a lot of shit about the Gap, the product at the Gap has never been, it's been fine. It's okay. It's just fine. Culturally irrelevant of a brand. And they just never evolved and never brought like culture to their business. And in one announcement, like the business is going to work.
The problem with the Gap, there's no secret about it. They're selling basics with high rent.
Yeah.
Which you can find on the internet.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. But now you convert all those stores to say YZY in front of it. They start working.
So
all of a sudden,
Kanye,
foot traffic
what do you
goes up.
think his deal looks like?
So they said
it's 10 years.
It's a royalty plus equity. So he's getting 8.5 million shares a vest if they do 700 million
So
in
in my opinion, when I saw the $2.25 billion in debt that they raised in April to save their ass,
they're giving it all.
They basically were like, we're not paying rent in April, etc. This should be a $2 to $3 billion deal for Kanye.
I think
if he was smart about negotiating it, like you're toast, and I'm your Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Big time.
So it said the only thing I saw that it's a royalty, so it's a percentage of sales. So if he does $1 billion, so let's just say net sales over $1 billion, maybe you get 10% there. That's $100 million a year. Plus he's getting 8.5 million shares if it reached 700 million in sales, which is not going to be hard to reach.
8.5 million shares.
Yeah. So if the stock goes to, right now it's at $12, $13. If the stock goes to, 50 over the next 10 years, that's another $500 million.
I think it's light for him because I think he's the only chance they have.
Yeah, if this works.
Well, in 5 years, you can renegotiate and say, I need 50 million shares.
Yeah.
I
can't believe it's 10 years. That's a long bet in fashion.
Yeah.
What has lasted 10 years?
Yeezy.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the only person that's still here.
10 years. Yeah.
But it's a game changer. And I know, look, politically, I obviously have not been a fan of anything he's done recently.
Yeah.
But I just know when it comes to fashion, dude's untouchable.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is the perfect match.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, well, there'll be a lot of updates. What I love is they announced it, and then literally the next day, the Gucci store is wrapped, the Gap store is wrapped in Chicago.
Yeah. Collection comes out spring 21.
Amazing.
If he puts on a Biden hat, it's probably a $5 billion deal.
Yeah, come on, man. Just come on. Just
Gap should have put that in the deal.
I know.
Just put a Biden hat on.
You could wear it the day after the election.
If I was him, I'd put in the deal, no MAGA hats.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all we got. Do we have announcements, Peter?
Yeah, we have the birthday that we were supposed to announce this week.
Oh,
that Pete announced a month in advance. Pete,
No,
or was it
Tim.
Tim?
that was
Yeah,
Tim.
don't get this fucked
Yeah.
Yeah.
My birthdays are always on time.
Joe Valdez, your birthday is finally arrived.
Finally here.
June 28th. Thanks for supporting. And of course, your is it your wife or your girlfriend, Julieta? A girlfriend, maybe? Thank you guys for supporting us. We appreciate it. I know you guys have been to all our Peppermint events. Happy birthday. And we don't know what college he's graduating or his age yet, right? So we're still struggling on full transparency on birthday shout outs.
Yeah.
We'll need
You know,
more-
we should have like a form where it says, where do you live? What college do you attend? What are 3 things you like to do?
Until it gets on TikTok and every TikTok kid goes in and puts a
Yeah, if
form
you want
in,
a
and then we
birthday
have
shout out,
9,000.
give us more data.
Yeah.
Well, it's partially our team's fault for not asking the right question.
Yeah, but look, if you're asking for like, a hookup,
Yeah.
Give all the data.
give all the info.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to fix the system. But,
We gotta fix
but
this.
listen, we tried.
Systemic birthday problems
Yeah,
here.
we have systemic birthday problems. And this guy got 2,
Yeah.
and both were half-assed. Really.
both lacked.
So together it equals one good birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Joe.
Okay, that's all we got.
I don't have anything.
That's all we got. MellowStreetJournal.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Check out our posts at Group Chat Pod. If you really love us, rate and review us on the iTunes store.
And check out The Modern Prescription,
Yes.
our new podcast with 2 lovely Beverly Hills doctors that people are really enjoying. And they have some special guests coming. So check out every Tuesday, the episodes will be coming out.
Those
Getting
guys
great
seem like they
feedback.
might be country club members one day.
Oh,
Dr. Jeff isn't. I can't
Dr.
speak for
Jeff
you.
is not. I don't know.
Dr. Jeff's all rough
well
around the
enough.
edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Just throwing it out.
If H-Wood had a country club, Dr. Jeff would be a member there.
so
Obviously.
is are
Let's
H for
just
property
start a
shutting back
country.
down then?
Well,
didn't
no, they're
even
not
get open?
bars. The
Okay.
nightclubs, sure.
Okay.
They were never open.
Got it.
Imagine if H Wood had a country club.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be
that's...
sick.
Yeah.
Imagine you could just go during the day, have your cocktails, play some tennis, and it's like,
Yeah.
freaking Mikey.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, dude?
I'd much rather do that.
Yeah, that'd
Well,
be
that's-
H-Wood Country Club.
And that's, I think, what Soho House is. What Soho House lacks is just the land. Like, they don't have 75 acres in the
Yeah, I
middle
need
of the
some
city.
activities. I want to play golf.
Yeah, and there
know?
needs to be some activity.
Yeah.
Like, racially inclusive activities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's all we got. Thank you, guys. We will see you on Hump Day.